Hello students, how are you? I am your teacher SK Alia with a new video on chapter 1 of macroeconomics that is meant for CBSE plus 2 as well as state boards means PSCB etc. Students, without wasting any time, come to the point. I am taking in this video a very important chapter, means first chapter, macroeconomics, scope and significance. Okay, scope and significance of macroeconomics. You can relate this topic with my last video on amazing subject economics and introductory macroeconomics. Okay, what is macro? This means Latin word macros. This comes from Latin word macros, which means big, means a sum of terms. It deals all those variables which can be studied at a whole level of economy, not a single person. Means it deals with the problems of all group of human beings, not for a single human. Means it doesn't take a problem of poverty of an individual, but also it takes problem of all types of poverty of the entire economy. Okay, it takes aggregates of variables, means it takes groups of variables. It deals with the totality of economic variables, means group of problems, group of terms, group of variables that affect the entire economy. Maybe that economy belongs to a particular country or belongs to the whole world. Okay students, in this chapter you have to study what is the difference between micro and macroeconomics. Here those differences are given in my last video. You can relate with that. In this video, I will talk on scope of macroeconomics. Students, macroeconomics studies these main topics. Okay, estimation of national income and its aggregates, its first topic, and then theory of money and banking. It also will study theory of employment and theory of general price equilibrium, role of government and exchange rate and balance of payments. Okay students, I hope you understand what is scope of macroeconomics. Scope means field of study. It studies these current problems of entire economy of the world or of economy of a particular country. Students, firstly I take this first field of macroeconomics, that is estimation of national income and its aggregates. Macroeconomics deals with all these terms related to national income, okay, and concerned variables, means those problems which confront while we are estimating national income. Macroeconomics deals with those problems. Okay, firstly these concepts are means normal resident. This deals with the problem what is a normal resident, whom we call a normal resident, and different types of union territories, and what is domestic territory and what is national territory. This type of problems are taken in this. And related aggregates, GDP at MP, at FC, etc. GNP, NNP, means it also deals with welfare quotient of GDP of a country, etc. I hope you understand what we are going to study under estimation of national income and its aggregate under macroeconomics. Students, now we will move towards our next macroeconomic area of scope. This studies theory of money and banking. A video on theory of money has been uploaded a few days back. You can relate the whole video with this concept. Under theory of money and banking, macroeconomics studies the process of evolution of money, means how money originate from historical view towards this modern economy. Barter system of exchange, detailed study is our field of macroeconomics, and concept of money supply and who are money suppliers, and measurement of money supply, how we can measure what is money supply within the hands of the people and our government and suppliers itself, and role of banking system. Okay, we will study here the role of our RBI, means central bank, and commercial banks and their policies and procedures, along with why banks जब or banking system makes their policies or instruments. These all are prepared, or these are procedural activities or instruments under monetary policy that are followed by our central bank in the entire system. Okay, macroeconomic study these all very well. Students, now we will move towards our next problem, that is theory of employment. Macroeconomics studies theory of employment concept according to Mr. Keynes. This is according to the concept given by Mr. Keynes. This is an English economist which gave this concept, theory of employment at macro level. This is an authentic theory, so under +2 class syllabus it is taken under this theory of employment chapter. Students, Keynes relates full employment, underemployment or overemployment problems under this theory, and different types of employments you can different types of unemployment concepts or procedural changes made by an economy we have to study under this concept macroeconomics, as well as what the government does to balance those type of employment procedures. We shall study under the field of macroeconomics. One by one I am trying to take it. Under theory of general price equilibrium. Students, these two chapters are correlated or interrelated. Okay. General price equilibrium. In microeconomics you have studied in +1 only partial equilibrium or market equilibrium. But here you will study under macroeconomics general price equilibrium. When price equilibrium establishes under the condition general price equilibrium only establishes when there is equal level of income, output and employment. Okay, so I have told you earlier these two chapters are interconnected, but sometimes, my dear students, these three variables, income, output, employment, got imbalanced when there arise a problem of excess demand and deficient demand, which again creates trade cycles. Okay, those trade cycles can impact adversely on any of the economy of any country of the entire world. Okay, so under scope of macroeconomics we will study these two types of problems. Okay, next, if there is disequilibrium in general price equilibrium or general imbalance is created, then how it can be sorted out? Students, amazingly it is sorted by our central bank or banking system as well as our government. Here the role of government is more important and more significant in this case. Now tell me, can you imagine how government handles the problem of disequilibrium when there is imbalance between money supply and excess demand or excess supply. How these problems would be sorted out? So government plays a very important and significant role to control it by making fiscal policy. Yes, students, fiscal policy is made by government by taking other conditions of economy, what a type of level of employment, income and output is there, and what is type of general price equilibrium or general equilibrium in their country. So government observed this fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is an instrument which tries to control excess money supply or deficient money supply by making some policies related to government expenditure and revenue. These are two parts of government policy. Government policy is popularly known as budgetary policy. That is a field of study of macroeconomics. How easy it is. Okay. These in your whole syllabus of CBSE, these all problems under macroeconomics are to be studied part by part. Okay, these all concepts are interrelated. And the last and least topic is exchange rate and balance of payments. Okay, exchange rate and balance of payments. Students, what is exchange rate? Exchange rate is a rate at which forex means foreign exchange can be exchanged by one country with other countries. Mean when we require dollars or foreign currency, at which rate those currencies would be available to us, that is exchange rate. Okay, why we need to rate our currency to the other currencies? Because in modern days every economy is a open economy. We try to make export and import of goods and services from one country to other countries. So we need exchange, and exchange is also called forex, means foreign exchange. Okay, fixation of such rates of forex is also a part of a field of macroeconomics. Okay, and then balance of payments. Balance of payments is also a very interesting field of macroeconomics, and you can learn lots of such things that you hadn't heard ever. Okay, in balance of payments it deals with, we popularly call it BOP, and it deals with BOT also. Then balance of trade and BOP. This consists of three types of accounts. Means current account, you will study current account under this both concepts. Capital account and official reserve account. Students, I am very sorry for disturbance of outer noises. Official reserve account. Okay, this is all that we will study as a field of macroeconomics. I hope students you got all the concepts that I have tried to make you clear. Okay, now we will move our next significance of macroeconomics. Our next topic, significance of macroeconomics. I try to make it so easy. Okay. Okay, students, let's start our next topic related to scope and significance. Here I am taking significance of economics, means how important economics is to study for us. So we call it significance, we call it importance as well. Okay, there are some factors, there are some variables which show its importance. First is description of the economy. Second is roadmap of growth and development, economic stability, BOP status, problems related to poverty and environment. Students, I take these problems one by one. Firstly, I am going to describe you description of the economy. Means macroeconomics give us all types of description of the entire economic sectors. I try to make the whole concept brief. This question will help you in 3 marks question also. Okay, you can prepare 3 marks questions from all these points. Students, let's start. Description of economy. Under this variable, macroeconomics give us a deep sight into different sectors of economy. Students, as you know, there are 3 types of sectors of any economy. First is primary sector, then manufacturing sector or secondary sector, and third is tertiary sector. How these sectors are doing, okay, well or less or average they are doing. Macroeconomics studies all the working of such type of sectors. Okay, so next point, it gives us knowledge about nature and level of economic activities. Means which type of economic activities are going on in our economy or in any other economy. Okay, and which type of level of economy it is. Means if there are advanced activities of an economy, so it indicates well developed economies. If a level of economy is degradable, means those will be related to underdeveloped economy or poor economies. Okay, so this type of economic activity can reveal which type of economy we are talking about. Simple. Okay, next point, students, it studies problems and their magnitude. Okay, what sort of problems an economy face and what is their magnitude. Means if there is poverty of an economy, what is the magnitude of poverty there. Okay, such type of problems are taken under macroeconomics. Then students, under description of economy, macroeconomics gives us or it highlights role of government. How government sort out these problems. Okay, that I have told you earlier. Next, it gives us idea of foreign trade and related issues that are highly important for an economy. I hope you got to understand the description of economy. Students, you can pause this video and then you can note these points out on your notebooks. Okay, these are very useful in 3 marks or 4 marks questions. Okay, next point I am going to take. Macroeconomics gives roadmap of growth and development. Means what is the status of growth and development of an economy. It gives us by macroeconomics. Okay, it helps government making policies and instruments according to nation's needs and requirements. Means which type of requirements an economy has. Okay, according to those needs or requirements, government or banking system makes policies. Clear? And so we can prepare a roadmap to the growth and development of our economy. Students, I am going to move third type of significance, that is economic stability. Stability means balance. Balance means balance between economic problems. General problems means excess demand and deficit demand. We can call it in other words inflationary gap and deflationary gap. Okay, you will study further. It helps an economy to establish economic stability, means economic balance in those problems that I have mentioned you. Okay, so it brings stability in a trade cycle also. Students, macroeconomics deals with the monetary and fiscal policies to bring stability. It is very important to bring stability in the economy by pursuing monetary and fiscal policies. Fourth significance is BOP status. Under macroeconomics, we can know what is the BOP status of our country, our economy. It shows our economy, it shows our economic health and in comparison of other competitors. Means BOP balance tells us how economically healthy we are in the competition of entire world trade in comparison of other competitor economies. Okay, what is our status? It reveals needs to import and capacity to export. Means BOP status tells us about needs to import, means why we import, how much we need to import those goods that our economy is importing from other countries. Okay, and it gives us a highlighted picture about capacity to export goods and services from our country to other countries. Okay, under macroeconomic significance, we can relate this point, problems related to poverty and environment. Students, macroeconomics is significant, very important to know how economic activities, how economic problems can be a big cause to environmental pollution. Poverty itself is a such type of problem which creates other problems. Unemployment also such type of problem, it is also big problem. These are economic problems, unemployment, poverty, etc. But it creates social problems, political problems and eco problems. Suppose eco problems means environmental problems. So under macroeconomics, we can prepare macroeconomic models to solve these problems. We can take a sixth point also, formulation of policies. Okay students, formulation of policies, I have cleared this point under scope of macroeconomics. Formulation of policies means all those policies which are made by our government and banking system. As I have told you earlier, here and there, means government makes monetary policy and our banking system makes monetary policy and our government makes fiscal policy. Okay, these policies are a sort of instruments. These are a type of instruments that a government needs to make to stabilize that imbalance that is created because imbalancing our trade or means inflationary gap or deflationary gap creates those problems. Those are sorted through fiscal policies such as monetary policies pursued by our RBI. Such type of policies can be handled to ensure stability of economy and growth and development of an economy. Students, I hope you got the idea properly. What is scope and significance of macroeconomics? This was the first chapter in T.R. Jain's book in +2 class syllabus, and this concept is very meaningful to state boards also, +1 and +2 class, and I hope you would like this concept and you would have clear the whole concepts or related topics. Okay, I am going to try next videos in simple English. I hope you understand what I have told you in English. In my last videos I used Hindi and English both, but now I am trying these videos in simple English so that an ordinary student may know what I am talking about. Students, you can comment me how you are taking my videos, and about the contents that I am taking, and my way of talking, my way of teaching. How would you like it? You can comment me, and I will meet you in next chapter, chapter 2. Very soon I will give you next video. Till then, bye bye.